CNN bias, really? Now, Sunday morning on the State of the Union on CNN, Jake Tapper had Stephen Miller, one of those big-time GOPs, who decided to lambast Jake and the network for what they consider bias towards Republicans. How are they biased? And Stephen Miller comes up with the reason saying that, well, because you're not so nice to Trump, because you've been lambasting Trump for so long, and it's like the first day and it's not ending. Like, do you even know what Trump has done over the past year, or what Trump has done over the past several years? And we're all saying, what has he accomplished? Now, earlier this week, last year, or should I say last month, Donald Trump had rescinded signed into law the tax reform bill, which is going to give the top 1% tax cuts so that way they can have fuel for their private jets. Bottom line. So Stephen Miller, this big GOPer, decides to go on CNN and says, look, you need to stop being biased to Trump. You need to be nice. Show some respect. Jake Tapper wasn't having any of it. And for someone like Stephen Miller or Donald Trump particularly, to go on to Twitter and to bash CNN, calling it fake news, it's disheartening, to say the least. If Donald Trump, Stephen Miller, or any other of the Trump administration would figure out, they're not biased. In fact, Fox News is biased. They are the conservative network. A lot of people are going to be mad at me, but whatever. I have not seen any article that says that Fox News in the past couple of years has had a Democrat or a progressive on their network. Not on Sean Hannity, not on Tucker Carlson, not on Fox and Friends. There's no Democrat that I've heard of being on that show. They have been pro-Republican, and they've been basically Republican. If there has been any Democrat that has been on Fox News in the past couple of years, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see video of them trying to teach these guys on Fox News what's going on in Washington, what they need to know, and how they need to know about it. Now, for everyone to call, for the GOP to call CNN biased because they're focused on the Democrats, they're focused on bashing President Trump. Do they not know that they constantly invite Republicans as well as Democrats? They're just saying it because they're looking for some. They're just saying because they bring on Republicans, sometimes former members of the Trump administration, onto the network to get bashed in by Democrats and progressives. You got Jason Miller, you've got Jack Kingston, Paris Denard. There are a bunch of Republicans who go on to CNN to try to plead their case, and most of the time they get themselves bashed in because their words of wisdom are no wisdom whatsoever. Their points are countered by other points that make a lot of sense. And to say that this is a bias, did they ever forget that there was one Republican on there? Republican strategist from Florida, Anna Navarro. That girl is a Republican, and yet she is treated as nicely as anyone else. It's those other Republicans who are just getting themselves bashed in because their comments are countered and have made more sense than their points. So to say that CNN is biased is bullshit. To say that Fox News is biased is pretty accurate. Most watched television network plays